Good morning, everybody, and this morning for my daily walking to work video I thought we would look at the blame game that is starting to come about in America due to the Iran talks and the peace agreement that has been made, or the agreement of understanding. So it looks like this memorandum of understanding has gone down really badly amongst certain members of the US establishment, particularly those within Congress that are very adamantly pro-war and wish to see further assaults on Iran and see, as they would see the thing through. This is particularly amongst the Republican side. But in all cases, a lot of people have been criticising, including me, this new American-Iran deal. And as a result of the unpopularity of it, and as a result of the fact that it is causing a lot of aggravation with Trump and his cronies, the blame game has started. Well, so we can see this in three different strands. The first one being Israel, the second one being J.D. Vance, and the third one being NATO and the European allies. These three seem to be the main focus of why the deal isn't going down too well, or why America had to sign such a deal in the first place. So let's talk about Israel first. So the Israelis have made it very clear that they're not bound by the deal, despite the fact that Lebanon is mentioned basically in the first clause of the deal. The Israelis have not pulled back too much on their assaults on the Lebanese. Within Israel itself, especially within the parliament, there is a very great amount of anger that the deal was signed without their consultation, and this has caused a massive rift between Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu, the leader of Israel. This is shaping up to be the first of three issues that are probably going to be where the blame is going to land. That the Americans, or particularly Trump, is going to say that it is Israel's fault that A, they got into the war, and B, that they had to sign such a deal in order to get themselves out of it. So that is the first pillar. The second one is regarding J.D. Vance. So Vance has been pretty quiet at the moment regarding the deal. He has come out and said that he wasn't in support of the war, and that despite the fact he was put in charge of the negotiations to gain a peace deal, he's tried to distance himself from it. However, on the other side, Trump has openly come out and said that he would blame Vance if the deal doesn't go ahead, or if the deal isn't a success. So it looks like Vance is going to be used as a scapegoat by Trump, because Trump never jokes. He's always deadly serious with regards to everything, and he masks his controversial ideas in veiled humour in order for them to be more palatable. So when he jokes that maybe Vance would be blamed for it, you can almost take that to the bank, that that's what's going to happen. I think Vance senses this already. He knows it's going to happen. So he is fairly adamant about distancing himself from the whole procedure in order to not damage his further attempts to become American president in the future. So that's the second. With regards to the third, the NATO allies, you can already see this shaping up after the G7 summit. We'll take one clear example of this. Giorgia Maloni, the Prime Minister of Italy, had very severe words to say to Trump during the G7 summit, probably about the whole Iran war. Now, she probably wasn't the only leader to do so. I'm sure several leaders had very choice things to say. But the fact that she is A, a woman, and B, is fairly popular in her home country, this led Trump to basically try to humiliate her by saying that she was begging him for a selfie during the time of the actual summit itself, in order to boost her ratings, which he maintained were quite low. This did not go down too well with the lady from Rome, and ended up so far in an over the weekend media battle between the two, where they have traded insults left, right and centre over the weekend regarding this, and has basically turned Italy largely off against the Italians weren't very pleased with Trump anyway to begin with, but has reinforced Italian disquiet with the United States. And so, why is he doing this? Why is Trump literally deciding to pick a fight with Italy? Well, first off, he sees Maloni, mainly due to the fact that she's a woman, as the weaker of the leaders that he had to deal with at the G7. And also, he wants to lash out against both Italy and NATO for not supporting him in the Iran war. So this is shaping up to be the third pillar of the excuses for why things went so badly for the Americans. If the NATO allies had come in on their side and supported them, everything would have been rosy. But they were stabbed in the back. So what does this mean further down the line? Well, it largely depends on whether or not those within the United States administration, establishment, senators and congressmen, whether they will see through all of this, or whether they will just go along with it. It's very obvious what's happening, but whether or not that this will actually result in people standing up to Trump a bit, or whether they are willing to use any three of these as an excuse and let Trump get away with it, it remains to be seen. Whatever the case is, as usual, Trump has gotten himself into a mess, and he's blaming everybody else for why he's in that mess, as he tries to get himself back out of it again. Because unlike most issues, he can't just walk away. As for the peace itself with Iran, it's looking less and less stable at the moment. There was an announcement that the Iranians believed the peace was broken because of the Israeli attacks in Lebanon. But we have to see if that will result in the collapse of the talks, or if some sort of accommodation can be made. Whatever the case, the Americans have gotten themselves into an awful mess, and we'll have to see how it works out in the future. Anyway, take care. Bye bye.